Here's a scary tale of woe from the marriage-based green card world. A fellow comes to the United States from China. He's on a B1, B2 visit visa. This means he's coming to visit the United States and he plans to go home within 6 months. In fact, he promises the State Department that that's what he's going to do. Around time that the 6 months are up, he files for an extension. He has the right to do it. Probably not a good idea these days. Those cases are taking about a year, but he files it nonetheless. Then he finds someone to marry him, and she sponsors him for an I-130 and a green card. That case is pending, might have an interview. It's been going on for about a year. And then he says to me, "Hey, Jim, I have a new woman who loves me better than the first spouse. She has a crush on me, and she really wants to have my babies. What do you think about me switching out my application from wife number one to wife number two?" The assumption is that he would get divorced from the woman that he said he loved, that he said he wanted to spend the rest of his life with, and now he wants to go ahead with this second case with a new woman who, like I said, wants to have his babies. And I scratched my head and I was in shock because the one phrase or words that never came up in this fellow's discussion was love. All he talked about was transactional work of getting a green card. What's the best angle? What's the best route? What's going to happen to me if I try this? And so, number one, I was pissed when I heard this story. And this is the kind of stuff, these are the kind of games that make life hard for all immigrants. This is the kind of thing that requires USCIS to look into more fraud, to cause more mischief. And this guy was really making me mad. And he didn't say anything about wanting to have a relationship. It was all about what's the best route for me to get a green card. I really didn't want to help him. And the one thing I told him was, look, brother, if you try this, I can guarantee you that if you ask your first wife for a divorce and she withdraws the I-130 and some time goes by and then you file with your new spouse, that when USCIS gets this case, they're going to be very suspicious. First, you had someone who was basically out of status at the time that he got married, who basically needed to get married in order to stay in the United States, then married one person, and then divorced them quickly and married a second person. And I'm 100% sure that they're going to go back to that first spouse and say, hey, lady, was this marriage real? What's the story with this guy? At this point, they're divorced. She's going to have nothing good to say about him. She's going to be mad at that lady who wants to have babies, that lady who stole her husband. So, my friend, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to get crucified. And you know what? You deserve it. Because this is what makes my life hard as an immigration lawyer. This is what makes my immigration paralegals have to do all this extra work to get our cases together. And I just wanted to tell you this story so that you understand that you don't figure out an immigration angle and then get married. You fall in love, you decide you want to be together, and then you explore your immigration options. It's a totally different mindset, a totally different approach. It's how we do things at Hacking Immigration Law. And I sent this guy packing. And if you're trying to do anything like that, just don't. Please don't, because you're going to make your life difficult. You might go to jail, you might get deported, and you're going to make life hard on every immigrant who wants to do it the right way. Thanks for listening.